Hey, what's going on, everyone? Aaron Murray back with another Snaps edition of the Quarterback Breakdown. Still looking for a name for the show, so if you have a good comment, leave it down below. We've had a really active Sunday, a lot of great quarterbacks. It's great to have football, tremendous to have football back rolling here across the country. So earlier today we did Nico from Tennessee. We did Jalen from Alabama, so make sure you go check those ones out. As always, like, subscribe. We appreciate it. Snaps is your home for all the best college football content this entire season. So, and don't forget, also in the comments, leave me if I've missed anyone so far this week. I got about 3 or 4 more quarterbacks I want to break down. But if there's someone that you specifically want me to break down quarterback-wise, leave it in the chat as well. I know all my dog fans have been waiting for this one here Sunday night. Going to record this. Carson Beck, Georgia versus Clemson defense. And big thoughts first. I thought it was a good game from Carson. Thought it was a really good game from Carson. You'll hear me talk about accuracy at times from him. Thought they missed a few that we're accustomed to seeing him hit. You also hear me say a lot throughout this episode just how good this Clemson defense is. It is a very talented defense. I talked about it yesterday on the post-game show. If you missed that, go check it out. Go check it out. Went into more details about both teams overall. But it's a really good defense, really good back end, really good front seven. They did. I thought they were flying all over the place, making plays, making life very difficult for Georgia's offense. At least through the first 2.5 quarters, I think they got a little bit frustrated. But yeah, you'll hear me saying good coverage a lot throughout this as well. So let's get going with the tape here on Carson Beck. And this goes to the first thing I talk about, just accuracy. You're going to have Aaron Smith running, a bubble here on the RPO, and the ball's just behind. Great job blocking. Right here, you take the safety. This guy now has to, get off of this and then be able to make the tackle against probably the fastest player on the field. I just think if this ball is thrown in front of Aaron, it's a catch, and maybe he's already over here. He's already past this guy, and then all of a sudden, Aaron Smith 4-3. Running down the field, and who knows what can happen. But you put it on the back hip of the receiver, he has to stop, allows the DB to then go make the tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. So just a little bit of inaccuracy at times for Carson in this game. First game, great defense. When you play great defenses, you have to be even more accurate. Right here, they're just going to run the palms coverage defensively, not really allowing anything on the inside. They're going to man up the back as well. And nothing here at all. They're going to get all stops. Everyone's just stop route, stop route, stop route, stop route, and nothing's there. And you got man on man on the back. And this is something that, people don't still give a lot of respect to Carson, his ability to run. So you see no one, they're blocking anything from coming in the middle of the field right now defensively. And then they're going to lock up man to man on the back. So there is no one for Carson Beck. It is 5 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen. They're going to twist to kind of prevent the quarterback run, but he sees it. He moves around swiftly in the backfield and then finds a way to get the first down with his legs. Really good job. Like I said, very underrated athlete when it comes to being able to run the football. Here, we're going to get a 3rd and 8 situation. They're going to motion over to a 3-by-1 formation. And you're going to get what we call an Okie route backside, just a 6-step speed out. And anytime you're in a 3-by-1 formation, a lot of times I go to the safety. If he settles off the hash at all, there's a good chance this corner, especially 3rd and 8, is going to squat because he kind of knows he has some help on the backside. Unless he's going over here, and I know I have 1-and-1, and this guy knows that, hey, I got no support, I may have to back up a little bit off those sticks. Like I said, if he stays over here, I'm probably going to work whatever my 3-man concept is to the field. And right here, I thought you're going to have this little almost go in at the linebacker, then hit the middle of the field. It comes open, as you can tell. So we're going to go. I think right now Carson's okay, free access. I got 8 yards of separation right now with the DB. I'm just going to take the first down, be done with it. But once again, this safety over the top. This linebacker is going to drop from the running back. Safety really doesn't have a threat from him. 3rd and 8, he's going to sit the sticks. I think good ball, good timing. It's just you got a corner that's squatting on this route. And once again, versus 2 high safety, you got an athletic tight end work in the middle of the field right now on a linebacker. Just think, work away from that backside safety. You want to have been the better option on the 3rd and 8, incompletion. Have to punt the ball away to Clemson. Next play. we're just going to get a nice easy completion here. I love all the motions, something that we did not do a lot when I was at Georgia. Motion shifts, moving guys around. You're just going to get on the run motion. So this DB is feeling the heat, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're going to put the brakes on and present your numbers cleanly to Carson. Balls out quickly, gets it out nicely, and plenty of separation from these guys on the back end as well. Thought the timing was great. Catch, give the receiver an opportunity, but once again, this is a really good Clemson defense. They cover well, they tackle well. I thought they had a really good night for the majority of the time on the back end. We've talked about this theme, and for those who have watched the show, hopefully you continue to learn when, that's my goal. I want to teach you guys some stuff from all the years I played, both, obviously high school and college and my little bit of time in there in the NFL. You get to these third and medium situations. You hear it over and over again when I do these shows. You're going to get mostly man-to-man coverage. What do teams want to run? They want to run some sort of mesh concept or crossing routes, ways to get a rub and create some sort of separation on these DBs. Georgia is going to run a mesh concept. So you're going to have one guy run this way. You're going to have another guy run this way. You're going to have someone sitting here. And I think one of these guys is going to run a wheel route as well. And that's kind of just if it pops, it pops. If not, you're working your mesh. And maybe that sit down 10 yards. That's mostly for zone coverage. Once again, just great coverage from Clemson. You're going to get the mesh. So mesh, would have loved this other mesh to be a little bit more shallow to try and create some sort of rub. You really don't get a rub at all from the Georgia receivers. He's locked all on top of the X. And I believe this was just a catch tackle short of the first down, unfortunately, for Georgia, maybe even an incompletion, but regardless, it was a catch. Still short. I would have loved those receivers to kind of mesh a little bit more to help with that separation. They're going to try a little right here, play action, a sail route. So he's going to fake like he's going to run across. You're going to get the sail. You'll get flat control from the back. And then I think you have a post from your number one receiver to the field. And they do a great job of this usually. But once again, really, really sticky coverage on the back end. Carson knows that he gets up here. He doesn't like it. And something that he's done well, even ever since last year as a starter, is I don't like it. Don't feel like my guy is winning. I got my back right now. Just take the completion. Take the completion. Get the ball to athletes now. Look at the space. 3-4 yards. Make a guy miss. That's a great first down play right there. You not always have to wait for things to come up and down the field. Carson's one of the best in the country of just taking the completions when it's there right now. This is a play that Monken loved to run, or at least a concept that Monken would love to run. We'll get to the final formation here. But you're going to get a hitch, you're going to get an inside fade, and you're going to get a stick route. So free access, you can just rip this hitch. If you get press across the board, that's when you really want to take a shot at that fade. And this is kind of like your second option. You go 1 to 2, or you can go 1 if I don't like it to 2 as well to the tight end on the stick route. Later on, they're going to have a nice backside combination. They actually work for a completion as well. Carson sees the free access all the way on the outside. Nice quick delivery. 1, 2, 3, ball, feet in the ground. I just would have liked a better football, a little higher, where your receiver's not having to bend down and then catch tackle. Would have been a little bit easier if he was able to throw it right on his chest and maybe possibly there make a move. Really like this. They work, motion dom over here to a wing position. You're going to get play action, and actually he's going to work right up the field on the bootleg. Just finding ways to get your best players, touches. This is just manufacturing like, hey, man, Dom Lovett's going to be one of our guys this year. How can we find a way to be creative, get him the football? I think that's Dom. Maybe not. Regardless, just nice, easy completion. Moving guys around, motion, get the defense working one way, throw it back the other way. All right. What play is this? Oh, we're going to go to the next one, actually. I think this is a screen. I don't want to bore everyone to death with a bunch of screens. They did a few of those throughout the game. Easy completions for the majority of them. I thought Carson made the right decision on those. Let's get to some more plays that a little bit more in depth. This one I love. This is going to be just an RPO, little hitch on the backside. He's reading this safety right here. He knows he has enough cushion right now He just needs to confirm that this safety either stays where he's at or comes down into the box, and then he's going to rip to the hitch to the outside. But just watch the quickness of the release. This is what I love. So good at what we call turning to like a shortstop middle infield in a middle infielder. I mean, feet are underneath him. He's already eyeballing the safety. Bam, eyes there. He's confirmed that safety is not in a spot to make a play. Ball's out now. Puts it on the outside shoulder. Catch, first down. Really, really nice. All right, we're going to go to the same concept we just talked about a few plays ago, where you got the hitch to the outside, you got the inside seam, you got the stick route. So once again, hitch, seam, stick. But now we're going to run I call it dragon backside. All it is a slant with a flat. And we actually implemented this a lot to 3-by-1 formation, especially when we had like an AJ Green backside. Because everyone's like, oh, he's going to run fade. He's going to run a fade stop. So we started saying, if you are going to single up whoever my X receiver is on the backside, we're going to run a single high beater. Well, slant flat is a single high beater. So you're going to get rotation down, single high. He's rotating here. As long as you can confirm that this guy works this way, you have one defender, two defender for 1, 2. Clean all this up. So as soon as I know, pause it. Once again, it's single high. Let's see where he goes. Boom. He works the field. Now you got 2-on-2 backside with the slant. Bam. He comes down. You rip the slant right off his back shoulder, or off the shoulder of the linebacker. Nice completion. Great play for Georgia. Really well done. We're going to try a very aggressive RPO with a seam route over top here in the red zone. I like the read. I mean, you're trying to really put into the belly of the running back. You're going to get the seam. If the safety bites down, you're just throwing it right over top of him. You got the big kid from Miami here run the seam route. I think you just got to put it on his body right there. Put it on his body, and it's either a catch or this DB is going to have to run through him. It's a PI. Instead, you throw it high. I know there's a lot of bodies in the way, but if you're making the decision, you're going to throw the football, you got to be able to put it on the body of the receiver there. Just a little bit inaccurate with the football for Carson. They're going to run this little palms coverage again in the red zone, and we're going to get a lot of motion, so I got to wait for a diagram. We're going to get some sort of, one of these guys is going to run a corner, another one's going to run a flat return. You're going to get the star concept, what I call the star concept, to the field. So he's going to run the hitch, he's going to run the option, and you're going to have flat right here. Probably if you knew what the coverage is, you'd probably work to the field, because you're going to end up having 1, 2, 3 for these two guys. If you work to the field, you'll be able to hit the option route right now. If you see it, just don't like this. You're running a corner route. You got outside, you got inside. He's playing inside leverage for this return. Just don't like the 3-on-2 to the boundary. And I know there's some guys over here, but you just got you got more options. You got at least 3 options, and in that option route got open right now. You probably catch, see if you can make a guy miss. The way they're tackling, probably not, but still, takes a sack, avoids the hit on the quarterback. Great route. I mean, Lawson Lucky's a guy that everyone needs to be looking out for this season. You're going to get a sail route from him. So similar to what Dom tried to do earlier in the game, you're going to sail cross. You're going to get play action with someone in the flat. Carson's going to half roll out. And then this is what Travis Kelce does in the NFL. He's athletic enough, sells it. Look at him. Look at the eyes. Sells it with the eyes. I mean, right now, this doesn't look great. This guy's outside, but sells it with his eyes, gets this defender to commit on the outside to he's running across, puts his foot in the ground. Nice throw from Carson, right on the money, keeps him on the move. Big play for the Dogs. I'm going to let this run for a second. Oh, this is This is great. I mean, love the motion here from Bobo once again. Motion, you got a nice stack down here. So versus man-to-man coverage, you love the stack. Make those guys communicate who's going to get who. Stack allows the outside receiver now to get inside leverage, and all you're going to have is cross with a dig versus man, and you can hit one. You can either one of these guys, but right now, because of the stack motion, because of the release, you get inside leverage on the defender. No low hole player. They're bringing 5, so these guys should be inside leverage, forcing everything to the outside because they have no low hole rat to essentially feed everything to. Kind of mess up on the back end. And this is a ball that he wants back. This is a ball that he hits 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times, and just behind the receiver. Could have been a big play to Dom over the middle. All right, let's skip ahead a few plays. What a cool concept. You're going to get Aaron Smith with speed. Come, stop, come back around. Run it back real quick. I love the timing of the throw. That's one thing that Carson does well. He gets the ball out of his hands now. Like there's no let's wait till it gets down the field. Let's wait till it's absolutely perfect. It's like no, get the ball to him now. Just when you're trying to be so perfect timing, which I love, strive for that perfect timing. At times you're going to be a little bit off with the throw, just behind the receiver. Still put it on him. But once again, like if you're able to lead Aaron, go back to the first play of the game or first pass play of the game, and then this one, if you're able to lead a guy with that elite speed, you're able to get so much more yards after the catch, and you're just leaving a little bit on the table. Obviously, unfortunately, could have been a big play, but could have been a little bit bigger. Next one was the pass interference. This is the inside fade that Georgia has run a few times in this game. Got a look that Carson actually liked on it. A little bit closer for the previous one. ZB was about right here, so I like this. And honestly, with a lot of these inside fades, you don't always like press coverage. You like it a little bit, obviously. If you can win off the line of scrimmage, but if you can get some cushion, not a ton of cushion, but a decent amount of cushion where you can step on the feet of this defender and make him kind of figure out where he wants to turn his hips, step on his toes, then bam, hit it from there. A lot of times off coverage is just as good as press coverage as long as they're not 10, 15 yards off. So good job by the receiver. Stepping, bursting. I like the back shoulder fade. Put it on him. A little bit of grabbing here and there, but it went both ways the entire game. So I thought the refs called it pretty well on both sides. Let's go to the touchdown here. Welcoming the Miami Hurricane receiver to Georgia. I just love the bunch formation to the boundary. You get inside leverage with a fade route. You got a big, what is he, 6'4", 6'5", whatever he is on the outside. Bobo must have showed him some film from back in the day. Back shoulder fade right there. Bam. Perfectly thrown football. Great route. Creates enough separation for the quarterback to throw it with some confidence. That's easy. That's for potentially number one pick in the NFL draft, number one quarterback taken in the NFL draft. Excuse me. That's too easy. Too easy. You can't give that much cushion to a receiver with that kind of size. He's going to make you pay over and over again. Beautifully thrown football for the touchdown. Again, this is what Carson does well. He doesn't waste time. They're going to try to, run some sort of deep cross. So you're going to get post, deep cross. I think you're probably going to, I think you're blocking. You're actually going to get a flat over here. And Carson sees right now, all right, I got covered. He's barely off the line of scrimmage. There's no one on the back. I mean, does he even hitch? Let's go back to this real quick. I don't even know if Carson. Let's go right from the top. 1, 2, 3. He doesn't even hitch. He sees all this as he's doing the play action. He knows, why am I going to waste time trying to wait for this guy to get open when there's a double coverage? Let me find my back right now. For those who watched the Jalen Milroe episode I posted earlier today, this is something that he needs to do better. Eliminate things right off the bat find your running back, take the completion, get that dude the ball immediately, and then look at all the space. Look at this space. That was a 2-yard check down. Going to turn into a 20-yard gain, 25-yard gain, because you took it now. You didn't wait for yourself to get through the process when you know that number one and number two, they're just not going to come open because of the coverage right now. Going to get a little double post with a wheel route. You're going to get clear, post, wheel, something that they love to do with Brock. Just really good coverage defensively. Tries to throw the back shoulder. Defenders right there. Nothing much you can do. Once again, something I told you I was going to say a lot is this defense did a great job in coverage for a good majority of the night. This was, baby. This was a ballsy throw. I remember watching it, live, and he threw it. I was like, oh. It's one of those where like Bob was up in the booth, like, oh yeah. This is the dig route over the middle of the field, and I think right here, I know you see his back is turned, but still to have the confidence to throw the football at this moment. This is, Nico had a similar throw in Tennessee where he threw it like over two guys. But I mean, good job by the receiver, though. I think that's London of, good throw, but you're giving some props to the receiver for breaking this thing off. I mean, look at that. Broke it off, knows the ball's coming, cuts his route, very friendly. That's a savvy play for a kid that's only been at Georgia for, 7-8 months right now. Nothing there here. Good coverage. That's kind of what I got on my notes. Good coverage. Trying to do a little pump fake and get the tight end on the wheel route. Nothing there. Take off, run, get the first down. Once again, second first down run for him this game. Just did a good job with those two. The other thing I love about Carson's game is just his quickness with his feet. Yeah, we talk about that shortstop mentality. Catch it, rip it. Look at this. Look at the speed here. Catch, rip, now, bam. Ball's out. Boom. Turn two. Don't grab the laces. You get laces, you're lucky. If not, just he's got some big hands. He doesn't need to get little laces. And look at that. Now all of a sudden you get that separation with Dom. Put a foot on the ground, put a shoulder down, get down to the 1 yard line. But that's because accuracy and once again getting the ball out of your hands now. One of the few poor decisions of the game. We go back to that inside fade. You remember the inside fade he threw? I said where the DB was about right here. Now the DB's back about 3-4 yards. He's got Arian Smith here. He's like, I got the speedster. I'm lined up on. I got this on the outside. I think Carson was trying to make this happen because Arian was in the slot. But like even right here, I think he's trying to hold this safety off a little bit too long. But right now, I mean, pre-snap with that depth, I know it's a safety coming down, but still, like, it's just too much. It's too much, too much. I think he was just trying, once again, to try, manufacture something down the field. He ends up finding the running back going through his hands, but just could have taken the completion on the outside there. Don't get too greedy. This is new tight end. I think there's a kid from Stanford in right now. He's just going to run a shallow cross. And, we say if you see green grass, you got to run. And it's green grass. You got to keep running. So this is miscommunication that will get cleaned up. So right here, Carson hits his back foot. Green grass. Green grass. You got to stay on the move, buddy. You got to stay on the move. Carson sees green grass. He's thrown it like it's man-to-man coverage. Tight end stops like it's zone and incompletion. So more on the tight end, but that's something that's easily corrected going forward for the offense. All right, you're going to get 4 verts here. So you're going to get, I think they're going to motion him over. So you're going to get vertical stop on the outside. So vertical seam routes by the inside, stop routes on the outside. and you really want to see what this flat defender does. Does he carry? Then I'm going to hit the stop route. Does he get to the flat? Then I can rip that seam route there or get down to my running back. So all eyes, you kind of pick a side. Obviously, you like the shorter throw. If this safety gets to the middle of the field, I'll probably take that shorter side too. And then it's just, where does that flat defender go? Safety's in the middle of the field, right there. He carries. You got one-on-one off coverage. You're going to rip that outside now. Boom, hitch, throw, on time, outside. Would have lived a little bit higher, but still good job, good throw, and perfect timing. All right, like this little concept here. Like the referee getting the pick too. So I think you're going to get some kind of clear out. I don't know if he's running, whatever. He's out of it. So you got him out of it. He's not really in the read. You're going to get shallow, and then you're going to get this little follow behind it. MVP of this route is the ref. Man-to-man coverage, and my man picks the defender. Would have still been a completion, but don't know if it would have been a touchdown. All right, ref. Wearing your red and black for the play. So that's it for Carson. First game of the season. Once again, thought it was a really good game. A couple plays, a little bit inaccurate here or there. The one that he got a little bit greedy on, but overall, I thought he had a really, really good football game against one of the best defenses in the country, and got a big win at the end of the day too. So good job, Carson. Really good job offense, and keep on trucking. We'll see what this offense looks like once they get a little bit healthy too, and get some running backs back. Don't forget, sub, like, all that good stuff, and more QB breakdowns on the way.